The power of stillness, the path to mastering emotions. There are people who walk into a room and immediately fill it with noise, rapid speech, showy gestures, but true power needs no noise. It lies in the way someone can remain silent, observe, and breathe slowly, yet still command attention. Stillness is not about sitting idle, doing nothing. It is when you live, work, and move without creating unnecessary disturbance. Acting without showing off. Moving without making a sound. Since childhood, many of us have been taught that emotions define who we are. We say, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm disappointed. But emotions are like clouds passing through the sky of the mind. You are not the clouds, you are the sky, vast, steady, embracing every change. When someone insults or provokes you, emotions surge. Your heart races, breath quickens, fists clench. If you're not mindful, you'll be swept away instantly. But even then, you have a choice. Become the crashing wave, or remain the still water that lets the wave dissolve on its own. Inside each of us is an observer, the aware part of you that notices you are angry but does not get carried away by it. The observer sees the storm, but does not become the storm. That is your truest self. Shaolin monks train not to defeat others, but to master their own anger, impatience, and impulse to react. Every movement, every breath, every moment of stillness is a lesson in self-control. An insult is just a sound. What makes it hurt is your attachment to the image of yourself you feel the need to protect. When you let go of that, words pass by like echoes fading in distant mountains. Ask yourself, when you're angry, who suffers first? Not the person who made you angry, but you. Anger is like fire. It burns the one who holds it first. Those who master themselves are not swept away by the storms around them. They walk at their own pace, calm in the chaos, understanding when others can only react. Let go of the habit of needing to respond to everything, to prove you're right, to show you're strong. Emotions are guests. Welcome them, but don't let them stay forever. It takes great strength to sit with anger without acting on it. It takes discipline to remain silent when disrespected. And it takes true courage to face the rising storm and still stand firm like a mountain. Letting go of attachment. True freedom. Your peace cannot be taken away unless there's something within you for others to touch. Attachment is like an invisible string tying your heart to something outside. When that thing changes, your peace is pulled along with it. Many spend their whole lives trying to control everything, changing others, arranging situations, avoiding discomfort, seeking safety. But no matter how much changes outside, if attachment remains within, conflict remains too. You're not angry because of what others said, but because their words touched a belief you're clinging to. You're not sad because of what someone did, but because you wished they'd done it differently. Shaolin monks let go not out of indifference, but because they understand. True freedom cannot exist while you are dependent on anything. When you cling to approval, you become a slave to praise and criticism. When you cling to comfort, you fear hardship. When you cling to a person, you risk losing yourself. Life constantly changes. People come and go, seasons follow seasons. Time flows endlessly. If your peace depends on everything going your way, you will always be weary. Ask yourself, what am I clinging to? What belief is being challenged? Which part of my ego is afraid? Often suffering doesn't come from the event itself, but from the story we tell ourselves about it. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means opening yourself to receive things as they are. When you no longer cling to things must be this way, you will see them as they truly are. You will be present, non-reactive, steady, and unshakable. When you don't cling to being respected, disrespect cannot hurt you. When you don't cling to being right, you don't need to argue. When you don't cling to a person, you remain whole, even if they leave. Staying calm in chaos. Let go of the need to be understood by everyone, to win every argument, to control everything, or to make everything go your way. These needs are like ropes tying you to frustration and exhaustion. It's not the rain that ruins your mood, but your desire for sunshine. It's not traffic that angers you, but your wish to move quickly. It's not someone's silence that saddens you, but your desire for their attention. When you stop demanding life to match your wishes, you feel lighter. You welcome what comes, release what goes. You stop forcing the world to please you, and instead learn to adjust yourself to live in harmony with it. True peace is not when everything outside is perfect, but when inside you are steady and hard to shake. When peace no longer depends on praise or blame, success or failure, you see life more clearly and act with calm wisdom. Clarity comes when you loosen your grip. When you realize peace is already within you, you stop chasing it outside. You understand that to live happily, you don't need to hold on to much. You just need to let go. Training focus. Saving energy for what matters. Your energy flows where your attention goes. Many people aren't exhausted because they work too much, but because they invest their attention in too many things that don't matter. They drain themselves in endless arguments, impulsive reactions, and repetitive thoughts that serve no purpose. If you focus on what angers you, you become more irritable. If you constantly look for faults, the world will seem full of them. If your mind is stuck in the past, it's hard to move forward. Those who guard their focus don't waste energy on the unimportant. When provoked, they don't rush to react, because they know reactions are valuable assets, not to be spent carelessly. In Shaolin, every movement, breath, and moment of stillness is a way to train focus, not only for physical strength, but for mental resilience. For an undisciplined body easily slips into weakness, and an untrained mind is fragile and easily shaken. Discipline is focus turned into action. Staying in the present when your mind wants to flee, keeping calm when everything tries to pull you off course, choosing the harder path because you know it will make you grow. Remember, most problems are just shadows magnified by your attention. When you withdraw your attention, the shadow shrinks. When you save your energy for what truly matters, no one can throw you off balance. The strength of stillness. In a world always urging you to move faster, speak more, and do more, sometimes the greatest strength is knowing how to stand still, keeping your mind from being dragged by noise, keeping your heart unmoved by collisions, keeping your feet steady in the storm. Stillness is not weakness. It's deep inner strength, quiet, unshowy, needing no proof, yet as present as a mountain under the sky. The still person acts only when necessary, but when they do, it's with weight and clarity. Those who react to everything are not truly free. They're controlled by emotions and ego. The truly strong don't need to win every battle, because they know many battles are not worth fighting. When someone challenges you and you remain calm, you've already won, not over them, but over the impulsive part of yourself. Stillness is not passive. It's knowing the right moment, observing, waiting, and when you act, doing so with focus, strength, and purpose. When you are still, you realize most arguments are pointless, most chaos is just noise. Others are often just spilling their own pain. If you take it all in, you'll be drained. But if you hold steady, it all passes like wind through the forest. A still mind is the strongest mind. A still person is the hardest to defeat, because they aren't easily led by emotions or circumstances. When your mind is still, you see more clearly. When your heart is calm, you feel more deeply. When your body is steady, you pass through storms untouched. Stillness is not the destination, but the foundation. From it, every action becomes timely, precise, and purposeful. You are not the storm. You are the vast sky, holding the storm without being changed by it. You are not the wave. You are the deep ocean, where waves only ripple on the surface before fading away. Life will always change. Some days people will praise you, other days they will criticize. There will be smooth days, and there will be trials. But if your inner self is steady, nothing and no one can take that peace away. Stillness doesn't mean withdrawing from life. It's knowing how to live among the noise without losing yourself. Not getting pulled into arguments, not letting emotions take the wheel, not letting circumstances dictate your mood. When you truly master inner stillness, you see that happiness isn't something to chase. It's already here, in each breath, each step, each moment of full presence. Walk through life with light hands and an open heart. Don't grip too tightly to anything, and don't let yourself dissolve in any situation or relationship. Because when you hold stillness, you are not only stronger, you are freer. And that is a power no storm can touch.